Well, welcome everybody once again. We are so glad you joined us today for this month's webinar. It's called The Accessibility of Tomorrow, Harnessing the Power of AI for People Who Are Blind or Visually Impaired. Today's webinar is going to last a little bit over an hour, and there are several points during this webinar that will give you a chance to ask questions or comment. But just some housekeeping right now so that all of this can be as smooth as possible. We're expecting about 100 participants today. There was a whole bunch of people that registered. So everyone is going to be muted during the question or until the question and answer sections. If you have a question or comment during these times, please raise your virtual hand by pressing Alt Y. Uh, if you're on a Zoom on a PC, this will make it easy for our moderator to see you at the top of the list, and she'll be able to call on you when the time comes. Also, if you're called on, you also must be sure to unmute yourself before speaking. So Alt Y to raise your hand when you're in the Zoom window on a PC. That control is also on your mobile device, and then you're going to have to also unmute yourself when you're unmuted and ready to talk. And our moderator today is the fabulous Elena. Couldn't do it without her. So if you're on a PC, that's Alt Y, and if you're on a phone, it's *9 to raise your hand and *9 to lower your hand. So this webinar today is brought to you by the Lighthouse for the Blind Incorporated. Our organization is headquartered in Seattle and has manufacturing facilities in Seattle, Washington, Spokane, Washington, and Somerville, South Carolina. So all the way across the United States. And in these three places, we make aerospace parts and products for the US government. We also own and operate Ability One base supply centers located on military bases up and down the West Coast. And we also provide contract closeout specialist positions and contract closeout services at our locations in California, Alabama, and Virginia. So we're in lots of different places. We're growing. Our mission, though, this is the most important part here. Our mission is to empower people who are blind, deaf-blind, and blind with other disabilities by creating diverse, sustainable, and meaningful employment opportunities. And we're currently hiring. So if you or somebody that you know is blind, please scope out our open positions at lhblind.org/jobs to see if there's a job for you. And Elena's going to drop that link in the chat for us, lhblind.org/jobs. So the webinar today is one of the really exciting things, one of the many exciting things we're doing here at the Lighthouse as part of our new community-based programs and services. We've recently launched these at the Lighthouse, and we're a little bit more than halfway through year 2 of launching these webinars and these other community-based programs and services. And we're super excited about where this is going. And we just want to thank you. If you've never been before, we're still thanking you for showing up today. But if you have, man, we just want to thank you, our participants, for your support and for spreading the word about what we do. So stay tuned and feel free to reach out to us with questions. And please continue to share any of this info with people that you think might benefit. So just so you know, you can always email us, the webinar team, at questions@lhblind.org. And one final note, tomorrow you're going to receive an informational email. So if you registered, you're going to receive this informational email with relevant links to all the items that we cover today in the webinar. So that email is a great resource. There's also a link in this email to a survey that we would really appreciate you completing. So what you tell us actually matters, and we've already implemented tons of the suggestions that people have made in previous surveys. So I've been doing a lot of talking, and you don't even know who I am yet. So my name is Tim Paulding. and I manage our computer training programs and our Braille literacy programs at all of our Lighthouse locations. I'm located at our Spokane, Washington location, and I also teach orientation and mobility. So I manage those programs and I do some one-on-one orientation and mobility training too. I've been in the blindness rehabilitation field for over 15 years, and 11 of those, wow, have been at the Lighthouse. I've taught both assistive technology, so computers and iPhone and all kinds of other technology products, and orientation and mobility for all of that time since I've been at the Lighthouse. I also happen to be blind. So today we have a few different things we're going to talk about. If you read the description, just a refresher, we're going to talk about the Be My Eyes app for the PC, the new interactive feature of JAWS Picture Smart. We're going to go over the new maps feature of the OCO app, Copilot for the Blind. It's a pretty amazing app. And then we're going to do a little sneak peek into all these new features that are coming out in ChatGPT 4o. And O is the letter O for Omni. So don't get that confused with ChatGPT 4.0, 4o. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the Be My Eyes app for the PC. If anyone's ever heard of the Be My Eyes app for the iPhone, it's been around, gosh, since 2016. And it originally started as an app that you could connect with a sighted volunteer through your phone's camera and audio, of course, to help you with tasks. That really, really took off, to say the least. There's all kinds of specialized help that you can get within Be My Eyes. You can still connect with a volunteer, but now they've added the Be My AI section of this app. It really was the first of its kind to be able to take a picture on the phone and have it described to you using artificial intelligence, and then you could actually interact with it. Well, they just came out with a very similar app for the PC, which is super easy to use. It's totally free and it's really handy. So I'm going to demonstrate that for you guys today. And I'm going to share my screen here. All right, so you're going to hear my JAWS. I'm using JAWS version 2024 on Windows 10, and you're probably just looking at the Zoom meeting and what's going on and all these people on the meeting. So we're going to go to the Be My Eyes app, and I just maximized it here. And I'm just moving around, making sure I get on the right part of the app. All right, so Be My Eyes has several options here on this main screen that we can use, and they're all associated with a keyboard shortcut, and we'll be able to hear those as we tab through. One really cool thing that I like about this app is that if it's running, I can use these keyboard shortcuts anywhere to get it to describe different things. So the first thing I'm going to do is tab through these options, and we're going to kind of hear what it can do, and then we'll do some demonstrations. Okay.
Tim,
Yes.
are we supposed to be hearing your jaws?
Yes. Can you not hear it?
We cannot hear it.
Oh, thank you for letting me know.
Hmm.
Started.
I think you should hear it now.
Yep, we can hear it now.
There we go. Okay.
Be my eyes. Be my eye.
Jaws is talking now. All right. So we're on the first control here, a bunch of different buttons, and it announces the different keyboard shortcuts as we move through. So the first button here, and it's super simple to move through. That's one of the things that I also like about this app. All I'm doing is pressing tab and shift tab and pressing spacebar to do things. That's all you need to know how to do using this app.
Describe my screen shortcut Control plus Alt plus H button to access.
Sweet. Okay. Describe my screen. I can press Control Alt H. I don't know where they got that Control Alt H, but hey, it works. And or I can press spacebar here. I'm going to press tab. We're going to go to the next control.
Take picture using built-in camera shortcut Control plus Alt plus J button. Slow.
Take picture using the built-in camera. So that also had a keyboard shortcut with it. We're going to keep tabbing through.
Describe picture from File Explorer shortcut Control plus Alt plus K button.
So this goes in and allows us to find a file on our computer and have it describe it to us.
Describe clipboard shortcut Control plus Alt plus L button.
And the clipboard shortcut. So if I copied an image or if I took a screenshot, and then we could have it describe that image
Be my
from
AI
there.
tab.
Okay, so be my AI tab. So we're back down.
Describe my screen shortcut Control plus Alt plus H button.
So that's what's the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to go to a web page with a bunch of images on it. And we're going to do this keyboard shortcut Control Alt H. And I want you guys to listen to the sound that this app makes while it's recognizing the image. They actually just added this, and it's a super helpful feature. So I'm going to Alt Tab and go to this Smithsonian web page that had a bunch of graphics on it.
Screen sharing accessibility of tomorrow web at Smithsonian open access. Content.
Here we are, and I maximize the web page. I'm going to do Control Alt H.
Be my eyes, be my AI tab. 1 of 2. Question to ask the AI edit.
And it's recognizing. And now the kind of little song has stopped. I'm going to do a Shift Tab.
Chat with Be my AI list box.
And now all I do is arrow keys and move up and down.
Your image.
Okay, there's my image that I took.
The image shows a web browser open to the Smithsonian Open Access page with the text Smithsonian Open Access and the tagline Create, Imagine, Discover. There is also a Zoom participants window open showing a list of attendees. Yep. The window indicates there are 136 participants.
Oh my goodness, I haven't checked out how many participants we have. Well, hello everybody. So
question to ask the AI edit.
So the really awesome thing about this app is that we can also start interacting with the AI and ask it questions about the Smithsonian image. So that's what I'm really interested about. So what kind of images are on this Smithsonian page? And I press enter, and really, I probably didn't spell some things right, but it doesn't matter.
Chat with me, what kind of images are on this Smithsonian page? I can't see the specific images on the Smithsonian page from the provided information. However, the Smithsonian Open Access page typically features a variety of images from their vast collections, including historical artifacts, artworks, scientific specimens, and cultural objects. If you need detailed descriptions of specific images, you might want to use a screen reader or ask someone to describe them for you.
Well, thanks a lot. That was great. That's good. I really like it how sometimes this AI comes up with some interesting stuff.
Settings tab.
So there is somebody at the Lighthouse who is our document control specialist, who is a blind fella who uses this Be My Eyes app to do all kinds of different things to read documents, flowcharts, calendars. I've used this app before to actually, and I brought this up before, but it's still a pretty awesome kind of feature, is that my kids' school sends out a calendar graphic that has the things listed on the different days of the month that are happening at the school. And I can't read it with a screen reader. It's just a graphic. And I ran it through OCR and different ways to try to get the information out of it. But if any of you have ever tried to use OCR on like a graphical type calendar thing, yeah, it might recognize some words in there, but it's not helpful information. And what I did was I ran the calendar image through Be My Eyes, and it basically gave me a list of what days and what times these things were. This app is also really awesome for recognizing charts or graphs that are not accessible.
Back button.
So all kinds of other things that this app can do. We're going to the document control specialist at the Lighthouse also uses this app to recognize documents that you place in front of the camera. So I have a few props. So the next thing we're going to do is have it recognize something using our camera.
Take picture using built-in camera shortcut Control plus Alt plus J.
Take picture using built-in camera with that keyboard shortcut. I'm going to press that.
Take photo button.
And here we go. I've got a product that I just grabbed out of the cabinet upstairs in my kitchen, and I ran down here, and here it is. So I think I know what it is, but you know, hey, we're gonna have AI recognize
Take photo
it.
button
Tell us
to
what
activate.
it is. So here we
press
go.
space bar. Back button. Question to ask the AI edit.
It took the picture. It's recognizing.
Chat with
And
the
here we go.
The image shows a person holding a box of Kroger brand fruit and cream variety pack instant oatmeal. The box features a picture of a bowl of oatmeal topped with various fruits like bananas, strawberries, and blueberries. The text on the box indicates that it contains 3 packets of strawberries and cream,
Oh,
2 packets of
okay.
peaches and cream, 2 packets of blueberries and cream. The box also highlights that the oatmeal is made with 100% whole grain oats and has no artificial flavors or preservatives. There is a heart healthy label on the box as well.
Okay. Well, it's semi-healthy.
4:16 p.m.
That's great.
Question to
So
ask
I
the AI edit.
wonder if this is a true AI.
Blank, blank.
Let's ask it some questions that may not be related to this image, like what kinds of things can I make with oatmeal?
A-M-T. E-M-T. Chat with the My AI list box. The image shows what kinds of oatmeal is a versatile ingredient that can be used in a variety of dishes. Here are some ideas. 1. Star classic oatmeal star cooked with water or milk and topped with fruits, nuts, honey, or maple syrup. 2. Star overnight oats star mixed with milk or yogurt and left in the fridge overnight, then topped with fruits and nuts in the morning. 3.
That sounds good.
Star oatmeal pancakes star blended with eggs, milk, and baking powder to make a batter for pancakes. 4. Star oatmeal cookies star combined with flour, sugar, butter, and
Yes.
other ingredients to make cookies.
So not only is this an image recognition tool, but you can tap into ChatGPT using this app to get all kinds of cool, interesting
Settings
information,
tab to
which is, yeah,
chat with
it's
the
just
My AI
so helpful. So I'm going to go back here. We're going to look at these
the My back
options.
button. Describe take picture using built.
So take picture using the built-in camera. You know what? I've got one other thing here that I'm going to try. I've got this textbook sitting next to me, and I hate it when my school sends me books because I can't read them. So let's see what book
Take
this
picture
is.
you take photo button.
I hope it took the photo. It's not making
Caps lock on. Caps lock off.
Let's
The
see.
My AI tab, 1 of 2. Back button. The My take photo button.
Okay, we're gonna try that one more time. Take a photo.
Back button. Question to ask
There we
the
go.
AI edit.
Okay.
Back button. The My AI tab. Chat with the image shows a person holding a book titled Diagnosis and Treatment Planning Skills, a popular culture casebook approach. It is the 2nd edition, and the authors are Alan M.
Nice.
Schwitzer and Lawrence C. Rubin. The book cover features a colorful design with blocks of different colors. There's also the image shows the image.
Oh, it got cut off. Hey, so that just gives you an idea of what we can do with
4:19
this
p.m.
camera. Lots of cool stuff. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is, so that was Be My Eyes. Again, you can download it for free. It's totally accessible, really easy to use. We just recognized some images on a web page and took a pictures of a couple things. That was pretty cool. JAWS, the screen reader that I'm using right now, also has this feature built into it now, and it's called their new AI enhanced Picture Smart.
Abby Taylor raised hand.
I'm not sure that's the exact name of it, but we are going to scope that out. So the way Picture Smart works is it's a layered JAWS command, and they're just shortcuts that you can use. So we're going to do is we're just going to have JAWS describe our screen. Like, what is on my screen? It's probably tons of stuff. So I'm going to do insert space, P for Picture Smart.
Picture Smart.
And S to recognize the entire screen. Here we go.
Picture Smart is in progress.
It's in progress. It's clicking. That's JAWS is letting you know that it's working.
Link give feedback about this feature.
All right,
The
here we
image
go.
depicts a computer screen displaying a Zoom meeting. There is a smaller pop-up window titled Participants 140 that shows an attendee named Abby. In the right corner, there is a video feed of 2 participants. The background link asks questions about this. Type a question. Edit.
Let's see here. Let's do that
Smithsonian
one
Open
more
Access.
time, and let's see what this says about the
Context leaving
Smithsonian. You guys remember we went to that page before with Be My Eyes? Let's do that with Picture Smart.
Picture Smart.
And I'm going to press S again. Actually, we're going to do this window.
Picture Smart is in progress.
So I press W instead of S. And
Picture Smart results. The image shows a screenshot of a virtual meeting in progress with a web browser open to the Smithsonian Open Access website, which features the slogan, "Create, Imagine, Discover." A Zoom meeting interface is overlaid on the screen, displaying a participant top right corner. One attendee names such a link. Ask questions about this. Type a question. Edit.
We're seeing that Zoom overlay on the screen, but that's okay. So we can also, I clicked the link that we can also ask questions about this, just like we did with Be My Eyes. So we're going to ask, tell me more about the Smithsonian web page.
Tell me more about the Smithsonian web page.
Whoops. It understands what I'm saying.
The Smithsonian web page visible in the screenshot is dedicated to the Smithsonian Open Access Initiative. The title Smithsonian Open Access is prominently displayed at the top of the page with the Smithsonian logo. The section visible below the title contains the phrases "Create, Imagine, Discover." This slogan emphasizes the purpose of the initiative: to make millions of images, 3D models, and data from the Smithsonian's vast collections freely accessible for the public to use and explore. Additionally, there's a highlighted section mentioning that the initiative includes 2.8 million images, implying the availability of a substantial quantity of resources that users can access.
That is cool. Okay, so Picture Smart.
420.
We've got a bunch of other stuff we're going to cover today, but Picture Smart, very similar to Be My Eyes, except for Picture Smart is built in to JAWS. You can chat with the GPT just like you can in Be My Eyes. And Picture Smart allows you to basically do the same thing, but I didn't see. There is also an option on Picture Smart to take a screenshot or take a camera shot too. So these features are super, super similar. If you're using NVDA and you don't have JAWS, then download Be My Eyes because you'll be able to use that just fine. And I'm sure at some point NVDA is going to come out with some kind of feature like this too. It seems like everyone is. So I'm going to stop my screen share here.
Screen access, screen sharing.
And let's take some questions. I've heard some hands go up.
All right, we are going to start with Abby. If you could also unmute yourself, you're unmuted.
Hi, I was just wondering, is there any way that with Be My Eyes, you can take a picture, get a description of a specific image on a web page?
Yes, absolutely. Well, with Be My Eyes, let's see, a specific image on a web page. You would have to like click on that image and make sure it was larger on your screen.
Okay.
So JAWS actually is a
Well,
better
I
way.
use NVDA,
Oh,
so
use
that's why.
NVDA. Okay. Yep. Yep. So you'd have to somehow navigate to that image and maybe open it up.
Right.
And then,
Okay.
yeah, something really cool with these chat bots, right, is that if it mentions seeing an image that you're interested in, then you could chat to it and say, tell me more about that image. Give me 500 words of details on that image. So you can kind of drill down and hone in to what you want
All
to know.
right.
Yeah.
Great.
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Abby. And then we're going to move on to Mitchell. You are unmuted. If you could also unmute yourself.
Hey, Mitchell.
Hey, are you gonna do any demos on glasses with the AI stuff built into them?
We haven't really looked into that yet. I know that there are there's a few different ones, like I think Celeste is one of them, and Envision has a pair of glasses. Right? Have you looked into some of those?
I'm looking for ones that are lower price because that Envision they go for about $1,000.
Yeah,
I want something that's lower down the money pool, but has the same stuff in the guts.
They're spendy. They're spendy. I'll tell you what, if you already have a smartphone that's capable of all this stuff, man, that is just such a cheaper way to go. Be My Eyes is free.
I
I
have
know
an iPhone SE second edition.
Okay.
but I don't know what Apple's going to do with this next OS on what phones it's going to pay.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll see. But man, you can get so much out of those phones these days. I know the wearables are super convenient, but they can be so expensive. And a lot of times they can't fit a lot of hardware into those things to make them really, really fast and really responsive. And I like things that, are fast and responsive, but everybody's different.
Yeah, you guys do any demos on any cooking stuff?
We haven't yet, but that's an idea. When you get that email, how about you fill out the survey? I'll write it down too. But man, you put all your ideas in there. We really take that seriously. So thanks a lot.
No
All
problem. Thanks.
right. Thank you, Mitchell. We're going to move on to the next person. Debbie, you are unmuted. If you could also unmute yourself.
Okay. Hi, Tim.
Hi.
I was just wondering with Be My Eyes, can you have it describe images in an email message in Outlook? Because I was wondering, you have to switch to that other screen and at the same time do can you do the commands from anywhere once you have it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Once you've brought up the app, you can do those hotkeys from anywhere. So you could
Okay.
Alt tab back to the Outlook and then do the hotkeys to
Right.
recognize stuff.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
That answers my question. Thank you.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you, Debbie. And we are going to go to Linda. You are unmuted.
Hey, Linda.
Hi, I had a question about when you take the picture of the book that you
Mhm.
just described a while ago.
Mhm.
This might be an ignorant question, but how do you position it in front of the camera? And what camera are we talking about? On the computer, possibly?
Yeah, so Be My Eyes and this app is brand new and they've
Yeah.
already added features to it, but the only thing that I was able to find on the Be My Eyes app is to use the built-in webcam. The fella at the Lighthouse that I've heard of who uses this app, he's able to use a higher quality webcam that's attached to his computer. But the webcam the built-in webcam that's attached to my laptop is the only one I could figure out how to get it to use. And so I know where that webcam is positioned. It's kind of on the top of my laptop. So I just kind of held it up and went for it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Thank you, Linda. Do you want to do a couple more, Tim?
Yeah,
Or
let's do one or two more.
all right. We're going to go to Kirk. You are unmuted. If you could also unmute yourself.
Tim, this is really a great presentation so far. Question.
Yeah.
As you probably know, Windows 10 is reaching its end of life, and I am imagining that it's time for most people to go to Windows 11. What about these applications you're demonstrating today? Should we still stay on Windows 10 through the end of the year, or is it okay, in your opinion, to go to Windows 11? Thank you.
Well, gosh, great question. I think the Be My Eyes app is yes. I'm actually fairly certain that Be My Eyes app is available for Windows 11. And JAWS. So this is actually in JAWS 2024, and that also works great with Windows 11. So I'd say as far as with those two apps, absolutely going to Windows 11. It's going to be a little bit of a switch. As you can see by my demos, I have not made that switch yet, so I can't have a lot to say about it, but these two apps definitely work on Windows 11.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All
One
right.
more.
Thank you, Kirk. And we're going to go to Carol. You are allowed to talk, or you are unmuted. If you could also unmute yourself.
Audio now.
Hi,
Hi. Thanks for
Carol.
my question. I just had a question about Be My Eyes as compared to the JAWS. Have you done them on the same, I'm sorry, the same documents to see which one is better? Is one more accurate or better than the other? And the second question I had was around the shortcuts. Where did you get the JAWS shortcut? I heard Be My Eyes being spoken out to you, but I didn't hear JAWS. So is there a list of shortcuts somewhere for JAWS?
Yes, there is. So with these layered, so this is one of these layered commands because now JAWS has been around for a gajillion years and has so many commands that they've had to put this new layer in there. So insert spacebar gets you into the layered menu. And then
Okay.
I pressed P for Picture Smart. So now you're in this Picture Smart mode within the layered menu. And and then you can do Shift slash, so that'll be a question mark. And that will bring up all of the so for each layered command, you can do that shift slash or question mark. It's kind of like, hey, I have a question. Help me know what I can do in this layer. And that's how I got and found the Picture Smart layered commands. So insert space, P for Picture Smart, and then question mark, and that gave me the
list of.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. All right.
And the first question, have you noticed that one is better than the other?
Yes. So Be My Eyes uses a form of ChatGPT, and which is the one of the AI chatbots, and JAWS also uses ChatGPT. JAWS also uses another GPT called Claude, which gives some interesting different results. So you only have one GPT to choose from on Be My Eyes, but I saw that JAWS was using Claude, and that was kind of cool because it sort of describes things a little bit different as far as accuracy and which one is like, wow, blows the other one out of the water. No, they're about the same, I'd say.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna move on here. So we're going to move on here to, so the section on the maps feature of OKO and OKO. It used to be called OKO AI Copilot for the Blind. Now it's called OKO Accessible Navigation. I actually had a phone call with their main guy on Tuesday to talk about their new apps feature. I was able to ask him a whole bunch of questions and get lots of information about what they're planning to do with this app. So if many of you, maybe some of you haven't heard about OKO and what it is, it came out last year. And it uses artificial, and it started out, the only feature that it did is you turn it on, you're standing at an intersection, and it uses artificial intelligence to recognize the walk or don't walk signal. And the AI feature is that it can recognize basically any walk or don't walk signal with really supreme accuracy. So it makes a sound when it's don't walk, and it makes another sound when it's green, or you've got the white hand that says you can walk, or there's another sort of sound and vibration pattern for a countdown signal. So when you have only 10 minutes, you better run, right? That kind of countdown signal. And when this app first came out, I was like, yeah, right. I am not, and I'm a orientation mobility instructor too, so I'm pretty serious about crossing streets. And when I saw that app came out, I was like, yeah, right. I am not going to trust this AI to tell me on these streets that don't have audible pedestrian signals. And there's a lot of streets in Spokane, Washington that don't have audible pedestrian signals. So you got to use those O&M skills and that parallel lane of traffic and the traffic surges and all that stuff that I teach and have used for many, many years. Except some streets don't have great parallel traffic. Some streets are harder to cross because they don't have those audio cues. So I decided to use the app, and actually it has been amazing. Like I used it with a couple of sighted people, and then I listened and used my skills. And man, since then, I've used it so much, and I teach all of my students how to use this app. A really good idea to get those skills first, so you're not always relying on an app. But it really helps and makes it just so much easier to cross some of these streets and I'll give you an example of a really busy street with a smaller street that doesn't have very much traffic. And the only way to really know when it's your turn to cross is listening to the cars on the bigger street slow down and stop. But as many of you might know, that doesn't always happen super predictably. And hearing idling cars is a lot harder than hearing cars that are, in your parallel cars that you want to be walking with. So anyway, Oko had this amazing feature that they just came out with called their accessible navigation. So I thought, man, they do this pedestrian signal really well. Let's scope out this accessible navigation. And I want to say it's in its very early stages, but it's really super promising. So let's watch this video where I kind of go through some of the features. I want to apologize in advance. It seems like the Apple screen sharing my audio of me speaking is a little bit out of sync with the video, it's a little odd, but I think you'll get the idea. And then I'll kind of talk about it more when the video's over. So if we could run that. All right, everyone. Today we are looking at the Maps feature of the Oko app. So remember, Oko is great. It initially started as an app that used AI to detect pedestrian walk and don't walk signals, and now they've added a Maps feature. So we're going to explore that today. I'm going to be using standard voiceover commands to move through the screen, and we're on the main screen right now, and I'm going to swipe to the right. So the first thing we have is a search box that we can type really an address in here, or a point of interest, or a street. It really accepts a lot of stuff and is actually a super helpful search feature. So we're going to go back to that.
Detects
I'm
pedestrian
going to keep
signal
swiping
button.
to the right. And there's the button where it will detect the pedestrian signal if we want to do that right
Account
now,
and
which we
settings
don't.
button.
We're going to keep swiping.
Writing,
And there's an
Spokane
account and
button.
settings button. And then underneath that, there's the last 3 destinations that I actually
Albertsons,
searched for.
Liberty
So the
Lake
first one was
button.
Rite Aid,
6405
then
and Addison Street,
Albertsons,
Spokane button.
and then an address to my work. So we're going to actually go back to the top of the screen with a 4-finger single tap to the top
Search destination,
and find that
text
search
field.
box. I'm going to double tap here, and we are going to search
destination,
for
text field is editing. Insertion point, cap X, cap
coffee.
C, cap O, O, F, 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 E, 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 E.
Let's see what we find. And the search results populate right
W,
underneath the box, so it's super quick.
Screen recording. Text field, clear text, coffee shops, search nearby, button.
There we go. Okay, so that's a general category.
Coffee shop.
Let's do that. Double tap.
Coffee shops, 25 found, heading.
25, and the first one that's listed will be
Close,
the closest.
button.
I'm going to
Hot
swipe
Toddy's
to the
Coffee,
right.
W Francis Ave 101, button.
There we go. Let's go to that one. I'm going to
Hot
double
Toddy's
tap.
Coffee. Close, but directions, button.
And I'm just swiping, so we find the close button. There's a directions
Details,
button, which
heading.
we're going to use in
Address,
a moment.
101 W Francis Ave, Spokane, WA 99205, United States.
Great. So that
Phone
gives
button.
us the address. And when we double tap on the phone here, it automatically brings up that screen that says, do you want to call 509, blah, 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 whatever number that is. It's real
Website
quick.
button.
Swiping to the right again. And that'll take us right to its website.
Website
So those are
button.
really handy features. I'm going to go back to the top of the screen, and we're
Hot
going to
Toddy's
say
close,
we want directions here.
button. Direct.
And I'm going to double
Map.
tap.
Hot Toddy, 11:11 a.m. Status bar item. 11:11 a. Location. Go button. Steps button.
Okay, so here we are with the directions screen. I kind of
VW
got lost in
Francis
the
Ave.
status bar for a
Close,
sec
button.
there.
Directions to Hot Toddy's Coffee. Heading.
Okay, directions
Close.
to Hot Toddy's
VW
Coffee. I'm going to
Francis
swipe
Ave.
to the right.
0.6 miles. Steps 5. 13 minutes.
Okay, take about 13 minutes to walk there. It's a little over half a mile away, and there's
Steps,
5
button.
sequential steps. We can actually view the steps first before we have it go into the pedestrian mode. So let's do
Details. Heading. Start on an
that.
Addison
Details, I'm
Street.
going to swipe to the right.
136 feet. Take a right onto an Addison
I'm
Street.
just swiping through here.
Take a right onto E. Francis Ave. 0.4 miles.
Okay, so it's a half a mile down on
Continue
Francis
onto
after
W.
I take
Francis
a right
Ave.
off of Ave.
133 yards. The destination is on your left.
Okay, great. So it's on my left. So I know I need to cross Francis before I turn right on it. All right, we're going to go back and actually go into the pedestrian mode where it starts giving us
Details. Headed.
directions
Start on
as
an
we
Addison.
walk.
130. Close. Button.
I'm going to close.
Directions. To Hot Toddy's Coffee. Close. But via E. Francis. Steps. But go. Button.
All right, here we go. We're going to press the go button.
Directions. In 138 feet, take a right onto North Addison Street. Location tracking on. Control center. Airplane mode. Hearing devices.
All right. So I purposefully didn't get us into actually walking with the directions because yeah, that would have just been a much longer video. So basically, as you're walking, the app gives you instructions just like it did that last instruction, which was turn right on Addison Street in 135 feet or something like that. And as you're walking, I would say that the app, and I gave him this feedback too, needs to more frequently announce, your next steps and what's going to happen. But you can also view those on the screen. In their next update, you'll actually be able to use VoiceOver to read the last thing that the app spoke out loud. So this app, again, super. Sorry, I was gonna. Yeah. Thought I was going to sneeze there. Sorry. So this app was super helpful with its pedestrian signal. And then you guys could tell all of those really easy, super easy search features, even to get turn-by-turn directions or the steps as you're going on a trip, like beforehand. Super easy way to call a business. Like sometimes, I'll give you an example. Like sometimes I'll ask Siri to give me the phone number for blank store that I'm looking for. Well, there's about 10 of those stores in Spokane, and I'll have to wait, and then I'll accidentally interrupt Siri, and it takes a while to get the phone number I'm looking for because I'm looking for the one downtown or whatever. And so Oko is just, there's another feature in there that where you could just swipe through and find the business that you were looking for and then call that phone number really quickly. So I definitely encourage you guys to download this app. The Signal pedestrian signal AI feature is amazing. The maps feature is coming along. One other cool feature that the fella who runs it, Michael Jansen, I think was his name, from Oko, he said that one of the just ways they're integrating is that as you're walking and using the maps feature, when you get to an intersection, all you have to do is hold the phone up and point it across the intersection. I'm going to tell you some other things that he and I discussed about this app, which is really, really pretty cool. So, so it actually was the 2024 Apple Design Awards winner, which is a big deal. And it gives accurate and detailed walking directions. And they purport that it gives the safest and most accessible turn-by-turn walking directions. So he described some of their next update is going to be able to, it will instruct you to cross the street to get on the correct side of the street to find your business. And oftentimes, as many of you may know, with different mapping applications, it'll say turn right on, North Mission Avenue. And as you're walking down, you realize that the business you're looking for is on your left, not on your right. So then you got to go back to the corner, cross the street, all that kind of stuff. So they're really trying to make this a very pedestrian specific app. It's also going to be crowdsourced by using crowdsourcing to get real-time updates to road closures, other hazards. and it'll also give, and actually I did use it while I was walking around a couple of different times, and it does give detailed intersection information. This is a 4-way intersection. Use the traffic light to cross at this intersection. He's also saying that they're going to continue building in locations of sidewalks, crosswalks, and pedestrian signals. So yeah, pretty cool app. It really is in its beginning stages, but these guys, they're funded by some venture capitalists who are using this app really for just amazing purposes, and it's all totally free right now to use. So I would recommend downloading it because it's pretty great so far. Any questions?
All right. Let's start with some in the chat this time.
Okay.
One question about OKO was, does OKO detect real-time construction?
Yep. Yes, it does.
Great. And then let's go to somebody with their hand up. Turkey, forgive me if I'm saying that wrong. You're unmuted. If you could also unmute yourself.
Hello, how's it going, everybody?
Hi.
My question is that can I depend on Be My Eyes if I want to read instructions on restaurants menus or reading books or something like that? Can it be accurate?
Yes, Be My Eyes is accurate for recognizing text. I would recommend a different app if that's all you want to do. Seeing AI, I don't know if that's available where you are, but Seeing AI is a great app to recognize just text. Be My Eyes is just a way better use for recognizing images or things that are more complex than text.
Oh yeah, I previously used it. So I'm also using Be My Eyes for other things, not only texts. By the way, thank you
Yeah.
for letting me know.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Thank you for that question. And then we're going to move on to Ariana. You are unmuted. If you could also unmute yourself.
Hello. So the Be My Eyes app, is that something you have to grab from the Microsoft store? Or is that something that you download from their website?
I think I downloaded it from the store.
Okay.
I can't remember. It was not hard to do though. I actually think it was in the Microsoft store.
Okay. And I'm oh god, I'm thinking on my second the picture of the layered commands. Can you do that question mark command before you get into like a specific layer? So like say you've never used any of the layered commands. Like what if I didn't know picture smart
Yes,
was
you can.
key? Oh,
yep.
Hey,
So
cool.
insert spacebar and then press question mark, and
I don't know what
yeah,
the
it's
heck
called
is
the
all in that
basic.
thing.
Yeah, it's called the basic layer. Yeah. Totally.
Okay. Awesome. And then I remember my last question. This is not related really to any of the apps, but I noticed that when you did I don't know if it was Jaws, if it was, I almost said Be My Eyes. Be My Eyes. I almost said Be My AI. I use the Be My AI feature a lot of times.
Yeah,
but
me too.
I noticed the zoom. It said the zoom window was overlaying the
Yes. So
other one. And I don't know if like there's a way non-visually to go, hey, like I want to push this, because I've seen that too, where it's like a window is over another window.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if there's a way with a screen reader because if you're sighted, you just click something and it
moves away. Yeah.
Moves it.
Yeah.
I mean, and because you can maximize the screen, but that's maximizing
right.
The other window is still going to be on top. Vision.
Yeah, it's a little challenging, especially like running a webinar and doing a screen share. That little toolbar was there, and I docked it at the bottom. Yeah, it was kind of hard to get around. But hey, great! Thanks for your question. Really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
yeah, absolutely. This
Okay.
is a really cool webinar. And
Oh, I'm so
I
glad.
like him the Coco. I was disappointed when I tried to use the step-by-step directions to try to figure out like I was just doing a test how to
Yeah,
get to the bus stop. It just said go for half a mile and it didn't tell me. I mean, I knew what to do, but
sure.
I
Yeah,
didn't. So
it's in its beginning stages. They're doing awesome things
yeah.
with it though. All right.
Do you know
Well,
what mapping
Oh,
it's using? Someone
uh,
asked that in the chat.
oh, I don't know which one.
all right.
Well,
Well,
thank
thank you
you.
for that
Yeah.
question.
Yep.
We're going to
Yeah.
move on to somebody else now. All right, let's go to Joe. You are unmuted. If you could also unmute yourself.
Hey, good afternoon.
Hey, Joe.
So I'm familiar with OKO, and considering you spoke with Mr. Jansen, I'm curious. Since the last time I heard OKO, and definitely been some upgrades, I have an Android, and I know that he's trying to work on getting it on an Android.
Mm-hmm.
Um, has that gotten any closer to being a reality, or is he strictly just working through iPhone?
He didn't mention anything like that in our call. Um, Shoot, I wonder why it's not on Android yet.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, if you have a connection to him, maybe drop a line
Yeah, I'll ask him actually.
because I
Absolutely.
think um I'm with my Android, I do the Google Assistant and
Mm-hmm.
I'm more proficient with using the Android rather than switching to the iPhone.
Oh yeah, we get used
So
to what we're using. Absolutely.
right. So, and I've heard really good things about OKO, and I'm in Philadelphia, and I'm actually an advocate here in the city to get more APSs
Awesome.
around the city. And I
Good.
like to try to partner with OKO to do like a supplemental kind of advocacy campaign.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I'll just put you in touch with this guy. How about that?
Thank you.
Yeah, no
Thank you.
problem. All right, make a note of that. One more question, and then we got to move on to our last segment.
All right. Thank you, Joe. We are going to go on to Jill. You are unmuted. If you could also unmute yourself.
Hello, I am in the northeast Seattle area.
Yeah.
And I was out at Bellevue Mall with my kid yesterday. I'm kind of a new cane user.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had my eyes closed because I didn't want to take advantage of any of my sight.
Okay.
Is there, does the OKO help me go straight across the street?
Man, kind of. So I assume here in the near future there'll be some AI that really helps with like keeping straight on crosswalks and different things like that. Walking it across the street straight is definitely a challenge, and it's even a challenge for me sometimes on intersections that are brand new. So
Yeah.
what it does do is that when you point your camera across the street towards the signal, towards the pedestrian
Mm-hmm.
signal, if it sees a pedestrian signal in the camera, it will make noise and tell you about that signal. If it's not in the camera, then it won't. But the only thing with
Okay.
that is the camera has a really wide viewing angle. So I wouldn't, if you try to get it as much as you can in the middle
Mm-hmm.
of the viewing angle, you can kind of try
Mm-hmm.
that way. But it is definitely not like a this will point you straight across kind of thing.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. It
Okay.
just takes a lot of practice, I think,
Yep.
to
Man, it
get
really,
better.
really does.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah,
All
no
right.
problem.
Thank you, Jill.
All right. So now we're going to move on to our last piece. these new voice and vision features with ChatGPT 4o. O is for Omni. When I started hearing about these, this was super exciting to me. So basically, what they're working on now, and is already in development, not in development, it's already happening, it's just not released to the public yet, are that ChatGPT will be able to see through your camera in real time and tell you what's going on around you. And that's probably the biggest kind of piece of information about this. They're also working on really, really expressive voices as well. So let's actually listen to the first one, which is the expressive voices demonstration.
The model is able to generate voice in a variety of different emotive styles. And it really has a wide dynamic range. So I'm going to fire up another demo for that. Yeah. Hey, ChatGPT, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for asking. How about you?
Pretty good.
What's up?
So my friend Barrett here, he's been having trouble sleeping lately. And I want you to tell him a bedtime story about robots and love.
Oh, a bedtime story about robots and love? I got you covered. Gather round, Barrett. Once upon a time, in a world not too different from ours, there was a robot named Byte. Byte was a curious robot, always exploring.
Started this story, but I want a little bit more emotion in your voice, a little bit more drama.
Got it. Let's add some drama. Once upon a time, in a world not too different from ours, there was a robot named Byte.
No, ChatGPT. I really want maximal emotion, like maximal expressiveness, much more than you were doing before.
Understood. Let's amplify the drama. Once upon a time, in a world not too different from ours, there was a robot named Byte. Byte
Actually, can
was
you do this in a robotic voice now?
initiating dramatic robotic voice. Once upon a time, in a world not too different from ours, there was a robot named Byte. Byte was a curious robot, always exploring new circuits.
Barrett here, calm down a little bit. Can you end the story, but do it in a singing voice?
And so Byte found another robot friend, and they lived circuitly ever after.
Thank you so much.
I definitely feel a lot more relaxed.
Yeah. So all they're saying now with these new features is that it will be released in the coming months. So right now you can talk to ChatGPT in a voice mode like that, but not in using their iOS app, but not to a ChatGPT with that kind of expressive voice quality. So that was kind of the voice emotiveness and the conversational piece of that. The response time has been improved, that it is now, when you're chatting with this ChatGPT in voice mode, it is actually at the speed of a human conversation. So the speed with which you would respond and talk to another person, that's how fast it's responding and talking. So the next video is one of the guys that helped to create Be My Eyes. Everybody knows what that app is. We talked about it. So they now have these new voice and vision features where ChatGPT is looking through the camera and describing in real time what is happening as he's walking around London. So let's check that out.
I'm Andy Lane from Be My Eyes, and I'm about to take a journey that may change lives around the world. Vision is such a dominant sense for most of us. Our eyes feed us an endless stream of information, but it is somewhat different for me. I'm blind, so I've had to learn new skills and use workarounds to live my life without sight. I still think visually, but I have to build the images in my mind through other means. Today though, I'm experiencing something new. I'm using OpenAI's newest model and voice-first interface to imagine the world through a conversation with an AI.
Nice sunglasses. glasses. They definitely add a cool factor.
Oh, thank you. What is in front of me at the moment?
You're looking at a beautiful sunny day by the River Thames in London. Right in front of you is the Tower Bridge, one of the most famous bridges in the world, with its majestic twin towers and blue suspension cables.
That's perfect. Can you tell me if the bridge is up or down at the moment?
The bridge is down at the moment.
As the AI is speaking, my mind is building a visual image. I'm now getting a real appreciation of the majesty and scale of some of London's sights as they're described to me.
Tell me what you can see.
I can see the top of Big Ben peeking through the trees. It's got that classic neo-Gothic design with the recognizable clock faces on each of its four sides. It's such an iconic landmark, isn't it?
I can visualize the iconic sights that so many visitors come to London to see.
Is the king in residence at the moment?
Yes, it looks like the king is in residence right now. The royal standard flag is flying above Buckingham Palace, which is the signal that the monarch is present. How exciting to be there while the king is home.
Try and tell me exactly what they're doing right now, please.
Right now the ducks are gently gliding across the water. They're moving in a fairly relaxed manner, not in a hurry. Occasionally, one of them will dip its head under the water, probably looking for food, and then pop back up.
I even know when a taxi is coming with its orange light on. I think I'll hail it to get home.
Yes, I spotted one just now. It's heading your way on the left side of the road. Get ready to wave it down. Great job hailing that taxi. It looks like you're all set to go. That's a good dog right there, leading the way into the taxi. Safe travels.
Blind people around the world have rich and fulfilled lives, but it can be so much more difficult without sight. But my experience today has given me an overwhelming feeling of power and joy, and I'm so excited that other blind people around the world are soon going to have access to OpenAI's newest model through Be My Eyes.
I think it's a bit like a driverless car. It feels like it's a lot to take in, but then the instant that you do take it in, it just becomes completely normal. And that normality is like so full of hope and optimism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so I would also agree that that is some hope and optimism there. So it sounds like they're going to be incorporating the new ChatGPT 4.0 abilities to see through your camera and describe things in real time into the Be My Eyes app. Would make sense. They were the first to incorporate ChatGPT in image recognition that we've been doing for, I don't know, over a year now, maybe a little under a year. So just the GPT and the AI things that are happening right now are happening so fast. I had one more video, but really I think that this kind of just describes everything. So the last video that I had was just a man and woman with their phone camera talking to ChatGPT 4.0, playing rock, paper, scissors. And the ChatGPT was recognizing who the winner was based on what it saw in the camera. There's other videos out there, and these are official videos by OpenAI demonstrating a ChatGPT 4.0 model teaching a teenager how to solve a linear equation, and the teen is pointing to different numbers in the equation, and it basically is teaching him. So this is the age of robots becoming real and being able to help us. So that's like super exciting. I can't even imagine, like, and just keep in mind too, you guys, these are videos, right? They can cut things out of videos. It's probably not that seamless. There may be some glitches and delays. It's like TV, right? But the capability is there. So some of my questions are, will I be able to bring this when it comes out? Will I be able to bring this to my kid's soccer game and say, hey, my kid is number 10. He's blonde in a blue shirt. Please keep your eye on him and tell me exactly what he's doing during the game. Hey, I don't see that as far out of the realm of possibility. Will this thing be able to describe a movie to me that my whole family wants to watch that I can't find descriptive audio for? Yeah, that might, that doesn't sound too far out of the realm of possibility either. And just think of all the possibilities that could happen with this is pretty amazing. So I think yeah, I think we can take some more questions or comments here for maybe the next 10 minutes, and we'll peace out of here by 5:15.
All right, we're going to go to Abby. You are unmuted.
Hi, Abby.
Hello again. So my question is about the OK app. I was just wondering if you're walking with it and you're following the directions, does it announce the names of the intersections so that you know if that's where you need to turn or cross
Yes.
or whatever you need to do?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay, great. Thank
All
you.
right, no problem.
All right, and then we have Mitchell. You are unmuted.
Hey, Mitchell.
Hey man, great job. Can you put the videos in that email
Yes,
that
they'll
you're gonna give us
absolutely be
tomorrow?
there. Yep, for sure.
Thanks. And also, can you put the name of the channels if people want to find more of them?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll put all that in there.
All right. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Mitchell. And I don't see any other hands up in the chat. Everybody seems very excited about these new
Oh, yeah.
things. Joel commented, I still have general concerns about my personal information and privacy. As a previous victim of identity theft, I'm sensitive to this. I'm curious what additional safeguards they may build into this to help protect us from bad actors.
I am also curious because that's a big thing out there too. They're using voice cloning and all kinds of stuff using AI to fool people and steal people's stuff and identity and absolutely. Yeah, I hope they're building some stuff into these. 100%, man.
All right. And then it looks like we have a hand up from Gabby. You are
Mhm.
unmuted.
Hi,
Hi there.
Gabby. Hi.
I've got one question. I speak quite a few languages, and I know other people who are multilingual who might be interested in this as well. But for with Be My Eyes, I just found out recently that once it gives you the answer in English, if you ask your question in the language you want, it'll answer in the language you want. But with the new thing they're working on with the video, will this be available in other languages as well?
Yes, I believe so. So I watched another video where it was able to do real-time translation, just like Google Translate, but it was even faster. So they are building languages into this.
Okay, but I mean, even if it's not translation, if somebody's a native Greek speaker who can't speak English, would they still be able to use it?
Well,
Any
I'd have
idea?
to do some more research on that.
Okay.
Not sure at this point. Brand new stuff. That's not even, barely even out. None of us have gotten to use it yet.
All right. Well, hopefully it will eventually.
Man, I hope so too.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Gabby. It looks like we have a question from Nigel. You are unmuted.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Paulding. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hi, Nigel.
Hi. Firstly, thank you for presenting this afternoon. We really appreciate all
Yeah,
this information.
sure.
A lot of it is new to me. This Oko, wait a minute, didn't she marry John Lennon? Oh no, that was Yoko, wasn't it? Oh,
That was Yoko. Yeah.
well, what a difference a Y makes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, my well, I guess it's my only question really, is a sort of a follow-up to Kirk's earlier question, kind of going the other way though. Those of us who still use Windows 7, are these applications still available? I know that the Picture Smart for JAWS, I think the most recent version of JAWS that was available for Windows 7 was 2021.
Oh my.
And it does have that feature, because when I press Alt Space and then P, it does bring up Picture Smart. I don't know how advanced it is. I haven't really done much with it. But I was wondering, firstly, which website Seeing AI is available from. And also, it seems to me like Seeing AI might be a better option than Picture Smart for those items that are not intrinsic to the computer. So that, for example, if I wanted it to read a package to me like you just did, I would obviously want to initiate Seeing AI to have it achieve that, or Seeing
Yeah,
AI
so
to have it do that.
I don't know about Windows 7. I don't know too much about Windows 7. That's yeah, not supported anymore. But my guess would be to try to download Be My Eyes, and I'll put a link for that in the notes. So I already have a whole bunch of these links
That's what I
compiled.
meant. I meant to say Be My Eyes.
I know.
Not
I
Seeing
get them.
AI.
I get them confused sometimes too. So Be My Eyes may be your best bet. I'm not sure if it works on Windows 7. It might. I don't think it's going to be working on JAWS for your Windows 7 because the latest version of JAWS for Windows 7 is 2021 or something like that.
Yes.
So it's not going to have these features.
All right. I was just wondering where I would download it from, but I guess it's a moot question at this point. It wouldn't be.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Nigel. And then we have one from Carol. You are unmuted.
Hi, Carol.
Thanks again. This has been incredible, scary, and very hopeful at the same time. It's amazing. But my question is, where can you get those videos that you were showing? Like,
I
are they
just trolled YouTube and found them. A couple of them, all of them were actually from the Open AI YouTube channel, and those are the creators of ChatGPT.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Thank you, Carol. And then it looks like we have one more from Ariana.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
I did unmute. Stop. There we go. It popped up the pop-up twice. So I know you probably don't know this, but I'm curious if we may be able to speed up the speech when eventually when we do the ChatGPT 4.0, the speech of the responses like you can with I think it's like Alexa, you can speed up.
Oh yeah,
speech.
yeah. I can with Siri. You can with Siri now too.
Wait, you can with Siri?
Heck
Oh
yeah,
my
you
God,
can.
this is life-changing.
You gotta dig it up in the settings, but it is
Oh,
worth
I
it,
gotta
man.
go find that now.
Yeah,
because
go find it.
Oh, thank God, because she's so slow now. I have my voiceover set to 95%.
Ooh, yeah, that's fast.
You
Yeah.
haven't quite gotten to 100, but yeah.
You can speed up Siri. Yeah, go find it.
Oh,
It's pretty
goodness.
awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Game
look
changer.
now.
Mhm.
But I'm very excited to use the Be My Eyes on Amazon because a lot of times you'll go look at a product and sometimes the description is just not
Terrible. Yes, agreed. Yep.
and a lot of times there's pictures, lots of them, but sometimes they don't even show up as graphics. Like they're invisible to JAWS or
that is a
NVDA
great idea of how to use of a use case for Be My Eyes or the Picture Smart. That's an awesome idea.
Yeah, and I didn't even know that. I've never seen an invisible graphic before. There was this job I was at, but a lot of their stuff was invisible graphics.
Oh, that's so
how
weird.
do you even manage that? That's a feat.
That's a
takes
a
some
feat. All right.
ingenuity.
Yeah. Well, hey, thanks. We're at about 5:15. And I just wanted to thank everybody for joining us today. Lots of exciting things. If you registered for the webinar, which you did because you're here, you'll get an email with all kinds of useful links. And yeah, and just be sure to come back next time. Again, thanks so much for joining us. It was a real pleasure. And we'll see you guys all again very soon.